will always go back to the original song, Brave, by Sarah Bareilles. That was my song, and it still is my song. And every time I hear it, I get emotional, and I run to it. I actually planned the New York City Marathon to cross the finish line with Brave playing. And it happened, and it was such a moment for me because I couldn't have imagined that where I was in 2013 could have translated to where I was at that point 6 years later, crossing the finish line of the New York City Marathon with that same song playing. So it'll always be my song. People all just like, they look at your boobs a lot. And I'm like, I'm here. I know this is in the news right now, but I'm here. There are moments where it feels like you're witnessing your own funeral, and you just say, I'm not dead yet, and I'm actually probably not even dying right now. One time someone said to me, well, you know, we all have cancer in us. And I just thought, wow, okay, right, but my body can't fight my cancer cells, so we're not all the same, actually. That was a little offensive. I don't know how other women or people react when they're told they have breast cancer, but I did not react well. I was not stoic. I just fell apart. And the first thing that came out of my mouth when I was sobbing was, how am I gonna tell my little girls? They were 7 and 10, and at NYU, they were amazing. They asked if they could bring a therapist up to talk to me. And I just wanted to know what I was supposed to say and do, because I knew I would not be able to walk home and make dinner and pretend like nothing had happened that day. I had been crying and sobbing, had gone through a litany of tests, and I knew my surgery was gonna be imminent. So I told them I had the best doctors in the world, that I was strong, that I felt healthy, but I was gonna have to have some surgery, and I might have to have chemotherapy. But the second I sat them down and told them I had breast cancer, my 10-year-old Ava just burst into tears, because hearing the word cancer isn't just scary for adults, it's even probably scarier for little kids, and they immediately think my mommy is gonna die. I thought that I was gonna die. It was interesting, I had been sobbing all day, I was completely out of control, but the moment I knew I had to tell my kids, I stopped crying. They allowed me to find my own strength in a way, because I knew I had to as a mom, and I let them cry, and that actually helped me process it and figure out how I was gonna get through it emotionally and mentally. When I got my cancer diagnosis, for at least the first 2 years, even a year after treatment, I was living in fear. I didn't want to plan for 6 months from now, let alone 5 years from now. I was actually afraid to make a family vacation because I thought, what if it comes back? What if I get sick again? And I realized that fear is so powerful, and it can either cripple you or it can motivate you. And so I really at some point just decided that I was going to live like a country music song, live like I was dying. My husband said to me, don't die before you die. We're all gonna die. And when Andrew said that to me, a light bulb went off, and I thought, what am I doing? I'm fighting to live, and yet I'm not living, I'm worrying about dying. My big shift, my seismic shift, was not focusing so much on work and success and accomplishment, but how can I enjoy my day today? How in some way can I say this day mattered? If this were the last day, what would I do with it? And my daughters have really embraced that way of living, and maybe even taken advantage of me a little bit. Mom, if not today, we don't know that tomorrow's coming, so let's do it right now. I have always believed in the power of one voice. And if you tell your story, you don't even know how many people you impact, the ripple effect you have. Robin Roberts, when she first convinced me to have the mammogram, said to me, if you walk into that mammo van and you get your mammogram and you convince one woman to have hers, she will find her cancer early and her life will be saved. You can save a life by walking into that mammo van. What I didn't realize was that the first life I would save was my own. And then by telling my story and letting people know, hey, you saw me go into that mammo van, right? I didn't think I needed it. I have no cancer in my family. I was 40 years old. I was gonna wait till I was 50. Well, guess what? I have stage 2 invasive breast cancer that's already spread to my lymph nodes. And the amount of women I have heard from over the last 8 years has blown me away, saying, hearing you, seeing you, made me make my appointment, and I found my cancer because of you. I have had women write to me and say, you've saved my life. And that is an unbelievable thing to imagine just by telling my story. I know it's hard and not everybody feels comfortable being public. Not everyone feels comfortable being a cancer patient. You know, my surgeon said to me, "Are you sure you want to go public with this? Because do you know what it's like to be pitied?" It's not fun, but the power of telling your story not only impacts everyone around you to make sure they take their health seriously, it allowed me something that I knew I wasn't that good at, which was receiving love. And that ended up being one of the greatest gifts of cancer, that I learned how to let people in. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to need help. And that was a powerful lesson for me.